Oh, I'm gonna be late.
Welcome to your AP government class. You can call me Mr. D because I got that dog in me. Get it? D? Dog? Anyways, I know it's the first day of school, but hopefully you're paying attention. When we think of government, many of us think of democracy. While the Dutch West India Company did afford people the rights of press, or freedom of press, as well as freedom of religion, there was usually an appointed governor. The closest to democracy the government would come there was when the governor asked prominent citizens for advice, like, "Hey bro, you're kind of important. Some advice, please?" Apart from regular citizens, even slaves had some rights. There were also house slaves, who paid the company an annual fee in exchange for work and land. Generally speaking, the people in New Netherland had more rights than people in other parts of the world. In addition, even women had some rights. They could go to court, they could seek loans, and they could also inherit property, way ahead of their time. Another important part of government is foreign policy, or how you interact with other groups. The Dutch West India Company respected the territorial integrity of the various Native American tribes in the area, and often had trade relations with some of them, like the Iroquois. However, they also got money from them, or payment, perhaps for protection against Dutch incursion. An exception would be the Governor William Kieft, who expanded and took farmland from the Algonquian Indians. That's spelled Algonquin. Other than that, the Dutch are pretty friendly.
Oh my god, finally.
Okay, Mickey Mouse, are you ready to study for that Dutch test you have?
Yep.
Okay, don't really like that attitude, but what do you know about the Dutch settlements?
Didn't they exploit the natives and push Christianity just like everyone else did?
No, dude, you're thinking of the Spanish. In the beginning, the Dutch didn't even want to come to America. They were trying to find a way to Asia, but the man, Henry Hudson, he found himself in the Hudson River. In the beginning, they saw themselves doing trade with the Native Americans, and their main business was fur trading. They even married some of the local Native Americans so that they could benefit because the natives knew the land around them, and because of their good relations with the natives, they didn't even have to force them to convert into their Protestant ideals.
So the Dutch didn't care about all the spreading Christianity garbage that the Spanish people did?
Nope. The Dutch were actually way ahead of themselves. They believed in ideas like religious tolerance, hard work, and free press. These are some ideals they brought from the Netherlands, and they just wanted to have good relationships with the natives so that they could earn good profit, and they didn't even want to convert them to Protestantism.
So the natives must have really liked these people, right?
They did, but there was some bad blood between them, and there were a few skirmishes. Even though the diplomatic relationships got better as they traded more and more, sometimes there were some disputes. A major example is General Kieff's War, where General Kieff, New Amsterdam's leader, got over some land disputes with the Lenape Indians. And towards the end, New Amsterdam was actually ousted by the English and renamed New York.
So the Dutch came from the Netherlands, settled along the northeast coast and the Hudson River, and focused mainly on trades with the natives.
Basically, but what you really think of are trading posts. There were settlements that had a little bit more than 5,000 people. A lot of them still came for fur trading and profit in the fur trading business with the natives, but a lot of them also came for agriculture. The Dutch had a system called patroonship, where a patroon could purchase land from the natives and also bring tenants from Netherlands to New Amsterdam, where they could work the land and eventually take 10% of the annual income of the laborers that they brought from Amsterdam. Oh, that's the bell. You gotta go to class now.
Go.
About time you showed up to class, Mikail. Late as always.
I'm sorry, I was busy doing something.
Right. We don't have time to discuss this. You have a test less than a day. Today we're going to talk about religious beliefs.
There's not that much to learn, right? I mean, didn't they just push Christianity like every other colony?
Well, yes, but the Dutch kind of differed. See, in the 17th century, the Dutch prided themselves in two things: the freedom of press and religion. While Christianity was the main religion, more specifically being Catholic or Protestant, the Dutch had the option to believe in whatever they wanted to.
But they did have an established church.
How did that affect the relationships with all the tribes around them?
Well, the Dutch was very hesitant with other tribes. From the start, tensions were really high. However, the Dutch were able to form good relationships with the tribes around them to establish trade because freedom of religion helped to bridge the differences. Oh, that's the bell. You better get to class or you're going to fail your test.
Good morning, class. Today we'll be discussing the economics of the Dutch colonies in America. Mikail, did you have a question?
Yeah, I was wondering about the economic activities of the Dutch colonies. How did they manage that?
Excellent question. The Dutch colonies, particularly New Netherland, which is present-day New York, had a diverse economy. They engaged in fur trading with the Native Americans, which was a significant source of income. The Dutch West India Company also established patroonships, granting large estates to the wealthy individuals who would encourage settlement and trade.
So, did they rely solely on the fur trading and the land grants, or was there more?
No, they didn't. In addition to fur trading and land grants, they were involved in agriculture, especially growing crops like wheat, barley, and corn. They also developed a shipping and trade network, using the Hudson River and New Amsterdam as a hub for trade with Europe and other colonies. This trade network brought in a steady flow of goods and wealth.
What about their trade relations? How did they do that?
The Dutch colonies were known for their relatively tolerant approach to trade and religious freedom, which attracted a diverse group of settlers and traders. They established trading posts along the coast, participated in the triangular trade, and profited from the import and export of goods such as fur, lumber, tobacco, and even African slaves.
Sounds like they had it figured out. Did they face any economic challenges?
Absolutely. While the Dutch were successful in many areas, they faced competition from other European powers, especially the English and the French. The English eventually captured New Amsterdam in 1664, renaming it New York, and took control of the colony's economic resources and trade routes.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mr. Getgood, and welcome to your Dutch Social Indicators class. Today we're going to be talking about New Netherlands, and how its society was different from other colonies at the time, and in North Americas. First, diversity. Dude, don't be hating on other people because they're different from you, alright? Dutch totally lived that, dude. They were tolerant. I mean, they didn't have all the rights and freedoms, but, they had an extremely, culturally diverse society. They had the Scandinavians, Germans, Africans, Dutch, Avi, dude. And then they even had Jews, dude, totally radical stuff like that. That's women's rights. Other colonies, not it, dude. The New Netherlands Dutch, totally down with it, dude. Existed, alright? Now, I'm not gonna go into, too much detail, because, Mr. D already talked about that, and there's, no point, going over it again. Next, education. Dude, you need to learn how to read and write, okay? Can't be looking stupid in front of all your homies, alright? Not alright, dude. Dutch understood that. Everybody had to have a basic education. Rich, poor, boy or girl, dude, didn't discriminate, dude. Now, of course, if your parents were, totally loaded and rich, dude, you could totally pursue a higher education. Now, children around the age of 7, or generally as early as they were able to, had to do chores around the house, dude. Boys learned their father's trades. Girls learned how to clean, cook, and prepare for motherhood, dude. Totally radical stuff like that, dude. Now, when they were just trying to chill out, and just, have fun, dude, they did the same things that I like to do. Leapfrog, jump rope, playing cards, dude. They did other, weird, archaic, I don't know, Pioneer game stuff, throwing a wooden hoop stuff. I guess if you're bored and stuff, it's pretty chill. But